What's up? Welcome to my channel. It's Alexis here, and by request I am doing a Il Makiage foundation and concealer review. If you're like me, you've been getting those Il Makiage sponsored posts showing up on your Instagram stories and on your feeds almost every day, and it got kind of annoying, but I guess it does work because I gave in and I decided to do it. I was really intrigued to see how just filling out a quiz online would be able to get you your perfect foundation. I'm the type of person, if I can't try it on before I buy it, I'm not going to get it. But I took a leap of faith and decided to try it out based off of the many good reviews that I saw. So here it is. This is the Il Makiage box. The quiz took about 10 minutes. They ask you all types of questions like what kind of skin do you have. I usually have very oily, acne prone skin. It asks you what kind of foundation and coverage you usually like. I usually like medium to full coverage, something that will still look natural but that is buildable when I want that high glam look. And based off of those results, I was matched with the Woke Up Like This foundation in shade 140. It's recommended based off of my skin tone, my undertone, and desired coverage. It has vitamin E and hyaluronic acid. It's long lasting and buildable, and it has a natural matte finish. So based off of all of the answers I gave, it seemed like it gave me a pretty good matchup because all of those things are things that I want. How it works is you get to try it for free for 14 days. If you love it, you keep it. They charge you. If you don't, you can send it back to either get a new shade or just to never be charged for it. So here it is. I was, like I mentioned, matched with the Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation in the shade 140. So if you're using me as a way to find your color match, then you would be shade number 140. So I'm going to unbox it. This is the box, black and white. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Well, here's the bottle. Truthfully, you know, even though I hadn't been charged technically, when you do place your order, it puts the amount that it cost on your account and then it takes it off after a couple of days. So when I first saw how much it charged me for the foundation and the concealer, which I also ordered, it ended up being like $77, which I think meant the foundation was like $45. So truthfully, for it to be $45, I was expecting the foundation bottle to be a little bit bigger. You know, NARS and Makeup Forever, their foundations are usually around like $30 or $40, but they're a little bit bigger than this. So I'm hoping, being that it's so small yet so expensive, I'm hoping that it's one of those foundations that you don't have to use a lot of to get with the look you're going for, because truthfully this doesn't feel like a $45 foundation just off of looking at the bottle. But I guess we'll see once I actually try it on. I also ordered the foundation. You can just get the foundation, but I decided to do the foundation and concealer combo. I think they had a foundation offer, they had a foundation and concealer deal, and then they had a foundation, concealer, and primer deal, which I guess I could have tried too, but I just really wanted to try the concealer. I like to get concealers too when I buy a foundation. So I really like this packaging. This is the concealer. It's really cute. It has a wand, which I usually like with my concealers. If you have the wand with the tip, it makes it a lot easier to put on. And for my shade, for that one, I have the Book I'm Flawless Multi-Use Perfecting Concealer. Now I don't know if their concealers are meant to be like a cover-up concealer, so it's the same color as the foundation, or if it's meant to be a highlighting concealer. I guess I'll figure that out once I try it on. But this is the packaging. I guess I can just do a swatch on my arm. So this is, looks like based off of the swatch, it's meant to be a highlighting concealer. So I hope that y'all can see that. Y'all probably can't. That's the concealer, and then here is the foundation. Now I did the tiniest of pump, and that got a little bit out there, so I don't know if it's the lighting or if it's just blended so perfectly that you can't even see it. But this is the foundation. Looks like from just blending it into my hand that it's a pretty good match. If anything, it may be a little bit lighter than I like, and that could be because it's the summer, so I have been out in the sun and maybe a little bit more tan than I usually am. But based off of just being able to answer questions online, it's a pretty good match. So we'll see how it looks when I put it on my face. Alright, the moment of truth. I'm about to try the foundation. I'm going to be using a damp beauty blender because that's what I usually do to put on my foundation. So I'm just gonna do a little pump. So this was 3 pumps, so a good amount, I guess. Really go like this. Put a little more. Alright, and let's blend it on in. Yeah, I may have to put some more. I may have damped my sponge a little too much. So just after blending it in, there's already things that I'm noticing. For one, for it to be as small of a bottle as it is, but for how expensive for the bottle is, my hope was that it would be one of those foundations that you don't really have to use a lot of, that like 1 or 2 pumps can get you a full face out of. But I can say, you know, I had to use quite a bit of pumps to get just what I have now, and I don't even feel like I'm like fully covered. Like I feel like I would still need to continue to blend and add more. One thing also, I feel like it's a little bit lighter than I like. Now shade things I can understand because you're answering it based off of pictures you see on your computer or on your phone. So I wasn't expecting it to be an exact match, even though some people have said that they have. So that's easily fixable. I can just send it back and get a darker shade. But truthfully, I don't really think, based off of just putting it on by itself, that I really like the way that it's looking or how much I had to use just to get what I have right now. But maybe after I do the rest of my makeup, I'll like it a little bit more. Also, I'm not really sure how it's looking on camera. Maybe it looks good on the camera. So this is it. I'm not super excited, but I'm gonna continue to do the rest of my face and see if it gets a little better. Next, we're going to try the concealer. Hopefully it brightens or does something. Brings it all together. I'm going to use my blender for this too. I'm going to use this one actually. That's another thing. I think for this, just what I'm getting right off the bat is you have to use so much of it to really get. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just am too heavy in it. I feel like I need too much makeup, but I feel like it's just not giving me enough. What I need. Okay, so this is the foundation and concealer. I'm not super excited, but I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup routine, finish it out, add sprays, and maybe when it sets it looks better, and then I'll come back and let you think my overall thoughts. Be right back. I'm in a little bit into my face. You can see I'm starting to bake. I bake with the Lauria Mercier. Put a little contour and concealer. I'm about to do some powder. As it's setting, I feel like it's starting to look better, and maybe it's just because everything else is starting to come together. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Alright, so I just finished all of my makeup, and now that everything is done, I don't know if it's all the other products all blending together simultaneously or whatever, but I really like the way my makeup came out. It looks really full coverage and glam. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it looks really good. I'm gonna take it in. Right now you're getting the natural light from my window, but I'm gonna take it in to the bathroom so you can see it in that lighting too. Here it is in the bathroom. Really like the way my makeup turns out. Isn't it funny how when you have nowhere to go, when you're just doing it at home, your makeup and hair turn out really good, but when you're trying to look good for something in particular, it never comes out the way you want. But truthfully, I feel like I did that. Alright, so I just finished, and overall, I think it's an okay foundation. For me, you know, price is a big thing for me, and while I'm willing to spend $45 on a foundation, if it's going to be $45, then I should be able to get a lot from it, and I should really, really love it. Now, I only just put it on. I'm going to keep it on for the rest of the day to see if it wears well. I'm going to be oily because it's supposed to be matte and control that. But the fact that I had to use so many pumps of it to get the coverage I wanted, and I still feel like it wasn't full glam coverage, I'm not really the biggest fan of that. I do like the concealer though. I thought it did a good job highlighting. Another situation where I felt like I had to use a lot of it to get what I wanted, but it's a pretty decent sized concealer, especially when I compare it to the other concealers I use. I like it. Would I order it again, knowing the price and knowing what I know now? Probably not. But I do like it enough where I want to keep it, and I do like it enough where I do think that other people should buy it and try to see what it is. I think the fact that I was able to get a foundation that matched me this well, just off of a quiz online without being able to test it first, and it came out this good, is really, really cool. So I encourage everybody to at least try it out for that reason. But would I go and order this again? I think I have foundations that I like a lot better that are a little bit cheaper, that I feel like I'm getting more from my money from with. But overall, I do plan on keeping it. I'm not going to send it back because I do like it enough, and I do think my makeup came out good enough where I can continue to keep using it. This is me after just putting it on. I'm going to wait a few hours. Right now it's 4:13. I don't know if you can see. 4:13. So I guess I'm going to come back at like, oh gosh, it's going to be at like midnight. Maybe at around 7 or 8, 9 o'clock to see how it held up. I'm not going to touch it up. I'm going to see if it stays matte, if I'm able to not be oily, because that will be really the deal breaker for me. If it does keep me matte, which is very hard because I'm so oily, then that may be the game changer for me, but we'll see. So I'll be right back at around 9, 8, 10 o'clock, whatever, somewhere in that time frame. So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm back. It is currently 9:15. I don't know if you can see it. And if you can see, I am literally a total grease ball. I am so oily all right here. Now, like I mentioned, I have very, very oily skin. So no matter what matte foundation I use, I'm always going to be oily, especially in this area. But I was hoping, because of the price and because it's meant for people with oily skin, that it would be a little better. But the inevitable. It seems like it just happens with me. Maybe there just isn't a foundation that doesn't get oily at all, or that can handle my oil. If you know any, put some in the comments. But yeah, I think though, even though I'm pretty oily, and I don't even know if you can see it on the camera, the makeup itself still looks good. So I think if I just, you know, got some blotting sheets, got some powder, I definitely can touch it up. But as far as just being able to go the whole day with being matte and not having any oily spots, this is not the foundation that will do that. I put on this makeup, I think at like 4 o'clock is the time I did it, so it's only been about 5 hours. So I was hoping that it would be a little bit better than it is, but overall I would say the foundation is pretty good. I think it definitely is something you should try. Maybe it'll work for you. I think if I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I would probably give it like a 6. Maybe a 7. A 6 is pretty low, so I'd probably give it about a 7. I don't think I would ever rebuy it, but I do like it enough where I would be willing to keep it and not send it back, especially the concealer, because under my eyes held out pretty well. It's just the oiliness that I don't think I could ever get by. But that's my review of this foundation. Let me know if you've bought the foundation or what you think of it, or if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments and I'll let you guys know. Also, let me know if you want me to do any other reviews, if there's any other brands that you've been thinking about trying that you want to know more about. You can comment those as well. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!